If you have ever explored a desert in Minecraft, chances are you have come across a desert temple. Desert temples are naturally occurring Minecraft structures that spawn at ground level anywhere within a desert. Today we are going to be recreating the desert temple on Tinkercad, a free online 3D modeling program, as a part of our first 3D printing tutorial at Schematics. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, I'm Noah, and I'm going to be guiding you step by step on how to make a desert temple on Tinkercad. Before we get into it, I would like to introduce the four main parts of the desert temple: the pyramid, the pillars, the entrance, and the side entrances. If you're having trouble on any of these four parts, feel free to go to their respective timestamp. Now that that's out of the way, let's begin. You're going to start off by dragging a box and changing its dimensions to 1 unit long by 1 unit wide by 1 unit tall. Change its color to this shade. Now select the menu, scroll down to Shapes Collection, and create a shape. Name this shape Block. From here, drag a new block in and change this block's dimensions to 0.5 units wide by 0.5 units tall, and make sure it's a hole. Now use your Align tool to get it into an upper corner, and group, create a shape, and name your shape Stair. From here, delete your stair, drag a new block in, and change its dimensions to 21 units long by 21 units wide. Now copy and paste your layer, lift up the new layer 1 unit, and change its dimensions to 19 units long by 19 units wide, and use your Align tool to get it centered. Again, copy and paste the layer, lift it up 1 unit, and change its dimensions to 17 units by 17 units this time. Continue copying and pasting layers and decreasing their dimensions in increments of 2 until you reach 3 units by 3 units. Now you're going to want to copy and paste the top layer one more time and change its dimensions to 1 unit by 1 unit, make it whole, center it, make sure not to lift it up 1 unit, and group. And that's the pyramid portion of the desert temple complete. And here is a 360-degree view of the pyramid. Now let's move on to the pillars. We're going to start off by dragging a block and changing its dimensions to 5 units long by 5 units wide by 10 units tall. Drag a new block in. Change this one's dimensions to 3 units long by 3 units wide, and drag in 4 stairs. You should have 1 stair at 90 degrees, 1 stair at negative 90 degrees, and 1 stair at 180 degrees. You should have 1 stair facing away from each side of the square. If you're having trouble getting the stairs into position, use the Align tool to put everything in the center, and individually select each stair and use your arrow keys to get it into position. If you're having trouble selecting the stairs, move your square away, select your stair, and then move your square back into position. And once you're at this point, group and lift the shape 10 units off of the ground, drag it over to the pillar and use your Align tool to center it, and group. And now we're going to move on to making the pattern on the pillar. Start off by dragging a block, change its height to 2 units. Now drag 2 new blocks in, lift these blocks 2 units off of the ground. Drag a third block in, lift this one 3 units off of the ground. Select everything and get them all centered with the Align tool. The blocks that are 2 units off of the ground, move one to the right and one to the left. Group and change the color to this shade. Drag a new block in, change its length to 3 units and its height to 2 units. Drag a block in, make it a hole, make sure it's centered, change its color, and change back to hole and group. Now use your Align tool to get these two shapes centered, and select this shape and lift it up 4 units off of the ground. Group, create a shape, and name this shape Pillar Pattern. Now lift the pillar pattern 2 units off of the ground and make it a hole. Use your align tool to get it on the face in the center of the pillar. Group. Drag a new pillar pattern in, lift it up 2 units off of the ground. Get it into the same position, and group. Create a shape, and name this shape pillar. Here's a 360-degree view of the pillar. Now let's continue. From here, bring the pillar within the pyramid. Drag a new pillar in. Now select the pyramid and one of the pillars. Use your align tool to get it into a corner. Select the other pillar and the pyramid. Use your align tool to get it into the opposite corner. Group. And now we can get into making the entrance. Start off by dragging a block, change its dimensions to 11 units long by 3 units wide by 3 units tall. Drag a new block in, lift it up 3 units off of the ground, and change its length to 5 units and its width to 3 units. Use your align tool to center, and group. Lift the shape 1 block off of the ground and bring it into the pyramid. Use your align tool to get it centered, and use your arrow keys to get it 1 block into the pyramid. Select and group. Bring a new block in, change its height to 2 units, make it a hole, and lift it up 1 unit off of the ground. Use your align tool to get it centered, and use your arrow keys to get it 1 unit into the desert temple, and group. From here, drag a block in, change its dimensions to 5 units long by 6 units tall. Drag a new block in, change this one's dimensions to 3 units long by 3 units tall, make it a hole. Use your align tool to get it centered and group. Drag 2 new blocks in, lift them up 5 units off of the ground and make them holes. Use your align tool to get them centered. Move them 2 to the right and 2 to the left and group. From here, drag 2 new blocks in, make them holes and lift them up 4 units off of the ground. Use your align tool to get them centered. Move 1 to the right and 1 to the left and group. Now drag 2 new blocks in again, lift them up 4 units off of the ground, change their color to this shade. Use your align tool to get them centered, and move them 1 to the right and 1 to the left. Select everything and group. Now here is a 360-degree view of the entrance. Let's move on. From here, drag the entrance into the pyramid, lift it up 1 unit off of the ground. Use your align tool to get it centered and group. Now we can move on to making the side entrances. Start off by changing your camera's point of view and bringing in a block. Change the block's dimensions to 7 units long by 4 units wide by 4 units tall. Bring it into the pyramid and lift it up 1 unit off of the ground. Bring it into a corner and use your arrow keys to get it into this position. Copy the box before you group. Now group and paste the box. Lift it up 1 unit off of the ground and use your align tool to get it into a corner, and use your arrow keys to get it into this position here. Group. Drag a new block, change its dimensions to 3 units long by 3 units wide by 3 units tall. Lift it up 5 units off of the ground, and use the align tool and your arrow keys to get it into this position here. Now copy this box before you group. Now that it's grouped, paste a new box in, lift it up 5 units off of the ground, and again use your align tool and the arrow keys to get it into position. Group. Now drag a block, make it 2 units tall, and make it a hole. Lift it up 5 units off of the ground. Make sure you copy this hole before you do anything. Use your align tool and the arrow keys to get it into this position. Group. Now change your point of view. Paste a new hole in. Lift it up 5 units off of the ground. And use your align tool and your arrow keys to get it into this position. Now select and group. And with that, your desert temple is complete. And here is a 360-degree view of our completed desert temple. Stay tuned for our next video in the 3D Printing Minecraft series, where we will teach you step by step how to recreate the jungle temple for Minecraft on Tinkercad. Thanks for watching.